All right, everybody, welcome to the show that's on in the afternoon. I'm your host with the most, Davey Hartzell. Pete is off, obviously, pulling together. Yeah, you're going to be Pete. Pulling together the Florida Man Games, of course. But this is awesome. Of course, next to me is the fierce and fabulous Melanie Hardin.
Hello.
From Epic Behavioral Healthcare. Thank you so much for subbing in this week. You are hitting this out of the park. People are loving you, and obviously, best friend here. I'm so excited that you're here next to me.
We get to play all day.
But listen, Boo, we are unearthing history today, discovering St. Augustine's hidden defenses with city archaeologists Katherine Sims and Andrea White in the house. We love them to death. Yes! This is one of my favorite shows ever. They have new finds.
Oh,
really exciting stuff to tell us. Yeah.
Did they find gold?
You never know what that list is going to be, Sugar, but they could find something. They're definitely not finding Jimmy Hoffa. I have a feeling. Yeah.
You think? I don't know. Maybe that's what the new story is today, ladies.
It could be. But let's jump right into Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln. They've been kicking off for 76 years in St. Augustine in Northeast Florida. For 3 generations, their team of dealerships have grown to meet the needs of this great community. The Beaux-Arts campus, I-95 and State Road 16, has an incredible inventory from Ford and Lincoln, along with a great selection of pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models in the area. The state-of-the-art service departments, the quick lane for express service, and parts and accessory shops that can take care of all your needs during the time you own your vehicle. No visit to Ford's Garage is complete without a stop at Ford's Garage to enjoy one of the signature burgers. Which burger is that one, Melanie?
The 904 burger.
What's on that burger that makes it extraordinary?
Everything.
Peanut butter.
Oh.
Yeah. Peanut butter, bacon, and all the good stuff. It sounds like Letty said they're naming the burger after us because it sounds like the 904 now. It sounds like a hot mess from afar.
But it works.
But when you get close up, it's scrumptious and it's delicious. And that's why we love Ford's Garage.
So we're all going for lunch today.
Let's bust it. Yes, they got that city budget.
Burger
I'm just kidding. From delivery of your new car to your driveway to a mobile service of your fleet of company vehicles or anything in between, the team at Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln is ready to meet your needs in a way that is designed exclusively for you. Come let their family take care of your family. Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln, they're driven to inspire. And the Bailey Group, life can change in an instant. Make sure your health coverage keeps up. After a major life event, you may qualify for the new health plan that might be able to switch your plans for as little as nothing. What are you waiting for? Call them today. If you qualify for many different options, a staple in St. Augustine community for over 66 years, the president, Mark Bailey, my buddy, has built a foundation of trusted local insurance agency and developed the company into a nationally competitive firm. They're incredible over there at the Bailey Group.
They do it all.
I mean, the countless organizations that they support throughout the year.
Absolutely.
You go to an event, you definitely are going to see the Bailey Group's logo somewhere. They're an incredible organization. The Bailey Group is the largest employee benefits and consulting firm in Northeast Florida. In addition to their benefits offerings, they also provide health insurance and financial services out there to individuals and families across Florida. Check them out today. Go to thebaileygroup.com and discover something awesome for yourself. Honestly, I feel so safe being
they take care of everything.
Umbrella.
They help us over at Epic.
Absolutely.
With our stuff.
Amazing. So good.
Good people.
Bailey Group. Yes. All right, my queen. We've got Andrea and Katherine in studio. Hi. How are you guys?
Hi. Thanks for having us back.
So pumped. Oh my gosh, this is so great. So city archaeology. Give us a little, what inspired you to become an archaeologist?
Oh, that's always a tough one. At least for me, I think my parents had a lot of National Geographics hanging around the house.
Oh my God, yeah, that was the thing, yeah.
And the King Tut exhibit they went to, and so there was all of the museum
Was that the
fold-outs.
Smithsonian? Where did you see?
I didn't see it, but my parents did when I was young. And so that totally just inspired me. And then the more you learn about archaeology, the more you're like, oh, except for there was one moment when I career shadowed and was like, oh, that's how much archaeologists make? Maybe not. Then I eventually got back into it. So.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Katherine?
I think everyone has that crisis of confidence of like, oh, I'm not going to be able to afford to feed myself. Cool. No, I always wanted to be an archaeologist. I grew up as a military dependent. We traveled the world. We lived in Europe for a while. So it was just always something I wanted to do. Yeah, I was really interested in Roman history and Egyptology, and I wanted to be an underwater classical archaeologist, which is not where I ended up, but that's how I started out.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow, like finding old temples and things like under the water. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I realized there's no job security.
She just said it.
She found Atlantis.
You just said you found Atlantis. Everybody hear that?
That's amazing. Wow. So you retired here.
Yeah, definitely.
But what about like, I mean, this is tongue in cheek. I'm sure you get this at every cocktail party ever. But like, what about like movies like, Indiana Jones or, Laura Croft? Like, did any of that like inspire you as kids?
The Goonies?
I don't think I saw
Goonies
any of that until way later.
Really?
Yeah, like that was never really on my radar as a kid.
So like, do you watch them and you were like, eye roll tongue in cheek, like, oh my
Like,
God,
that's not
how it really works.
We don't do any of that.
We don't destroy indigenous temples for fun.
Yeah.
You don't have pyrotechnics going off behind you when you're like
no
doing your thing?
aliens.
And thankfully, no tarantulas
God bless.
on our racks, thankfully. Yeah.
Oh my.
Not that many snakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how long have you guys been in the game? Like, how long have you been doing this?
Ooh, for me, we'll just say over 20 years.
Fabulous. Awesome.
Yeah, I would say between 10 and 20 years.
That's amazing. Because they're only 22, so that matters.
Really,
Okay.
truly, science projects were
Yes.
incredible. But like, you guys are really familiar with St. Augustine's history, right? I mean, like, obviously, you're in the trenches every day,
Literally, yeah.
right? So, what if you go back in history in any time period in St. Augustine, would you guys prefer?
Ooh, sometime during the colonial period, but briefly because
Yeah.
life was rough.
Yeah.
If I want to stay there the whole time, but I would love to just, get a lot of my questions answered.
Yeah.
I would like
Okay.
to go back to the 16th century, like late 1500s, and just look at all the things that we've gotten wrong and just be humbled.
yes.
Just be humbled. And be
Number
like,
one,
oh,
body odor was a
okay.
big deal
Yes.
back
Yeah.
then. Like, we really could have Febrezed a moment.
Yeah.
Like, you could bring Febreze into the past, and that you would have been
It would blow their
huge.
minds.
Deodorant, yeah,
Huge.
bathing.
I know.
Bathing in general.
Right. They thought that it was like, you smell good, that's hot.
And not using like toxic plants as lipstick.
I was a hot mess. I know.
I know.
God bless. So let's talk about, you guys have this new discovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
What had happened? Where were you? Was somebody digging and you're like, Eureka, we found something. Give me the
Eureka.
lowdown. Yeah.
Eureka!
I think what we said instead was huzzah.
Oh,
And there was a happy dance
There
too.
was
definitely a happy
full-on
dance.
happy dancing. in the
Can
field.
we see the
Yes.
choreo right now? Let's see that choreo, ladies. There she goes. Hey!
I love it. That is so fun. So huzzah, what happened?
We, as many of our projects start out, we have a local archaeology preservation ordinance in St. Augustine that's pretty unique, that if you're going to be developing property in certain archaeological zones within the city limits, so it's a pretty limited area, there is a opportunity for us to go out and document what's there, do a little testing, and look at what the impacts are going to be, record what is there, and then the project moves forward. So that's one
Or
of the
it
main
doesn't.
things. No, almost every single time. Like, our job
So
is
you're not
to
like
just...
city HOA.
No,
Okay.
please don't. We don't want that.
Got it.
You're not putting your fence up. Don't paint your house that color. Get out of the neighborhood.
We just get a chance to look and document what archaeological things are there, and
Cool.
then construction proceeds. So, in fact, the project that we've just wrapped up has not even stalled the permitting process at all.
Oh, great. That's good
Yeah.
to know. Awesome.
So it's really just a great way for us to learn so much about St. Augustine's history that we haven't been able to. So this was one of those projects. We started, somebody was going, it's on private property, somebody was going to develop their property. We got a chance to go out, do a little testing. We found some things that looked unusual, some soil color stains. I know that sounds so exotic, doesn't it? And we were like, these just don't look right. We think, so we had two theories of what might be in our shovel test. And then on one very cold winter January day, we were able to get some assistance from our city public works department to come out and mechanically strip with a backhoe bucket,
Okay.
and a backhoe.
Oh,
There was a
yeah.
backhoe attached to the bucket.
Right.
And we had this fantastic operator, Rob Burns, who was able to strip away the top upper layers that we knew were like plow zone, disturbed stuff, to expose more of this interesting soil stain that we found. And we knew we had probably located a ditch of some kind, but we didn't know what. We had two working theories. One was related to a mission from the early 1700s. And then one of the theories we had was that it could be the moat to a British redoubt.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
With piranhas?
Oh.
It may have.
No, not
Yeah.
well,
Maybe.
It may have.
Yeah.
We
Could
don't
have.
know.
You never
we do not
know.
know what was in it at the time. It could have, but it was probably a dry moat.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Was
not,
it just like a strategic thing to protect the fort or the
yeah.
out?
So if
whatever?
you think you're attacking an enemy, right, and you want to create as much obstacles as possible for that enemy, so what they usually did was dig a big defensive trench, aka a moat, and then they would take that dirt, flip it up on top. So you make a berm, essentially. So you have to go down into a moat and then up what is called a rampart. You're learning all sorts of terms.
I love this.
Up
Yeah.
a rampart. So it is, doubling the efforts of having to overcome this rampart and get into some sort of fortification to attack your enemy.
Wow.
So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
The rampart probably would have also been planted with things like prickly pear or Spanish bayonet, really, really sharp, unfriendly plants. That if you were going to charge into it, you would have gotten cut up pretty bad.
Right,
The Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we said we have that at the expo too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
March 15th and 16th.
Good plug. Good
For
plug.
Epic Behavioral Health Care.
Gotta get it in.
Shameless
That's good.
plug, people. That's what I'm here for.
No shame, no shame.
So when was this built? Like, do we have time periods?
Yeah, so this particular redoubt was built in 1781 by the British, and it was built during the American Revolution in response to the war. The British were concerned that the western edge of the city along the San Sebastian River was not fortified enough. So they built 7 redoubts along the western edge of the city, and this is one of the 7. It's the first of the 7 that we found.
How'd you know that there were 7?
We have some historical maps that depict the redoubts. The maps are kind of tricky because on every map, it's in a slightly different place and they're a different shape.
Okay.
So for us trying to locate these redoubts all these years and you're digging on really, really small house lots, well, if the maps give you an approximate area plus or minus a square block, a city block, that's a pretty big area to cover. So we've been looking for them for a long time.
Really?
And this is the first time we found really solid evidence of it.
there
So
was
you've
a
only
half
found
chance.
one, essentially.
Yeah,
We've
There's only found one.
In
Yep.
fact, Cecile Marie Sastre wrote a master's thesis. She was a historian, and back in 1990 wrote this fabulous master's thesis that we have been able to rely on, thankfully. And if anyone knows her, we are dying to get in touch with her.
Oh, gosh, shout that out. That's awesome. Yes.
Because we just want to be like, we finally found it 35 years later. She did a lot of historical research looking at the East Florida papers, looking at Spanish documents, British documents, kind of trying to trace what information was out there about these redoubts. There was originally 2 that the Spanish built by ferry crossings. So Kings Ferry Way is a street in Lincolnville. So there was one there. But the British really tried to refortify things. And then they kind of get lost in history. There's 2 that remain that are well documented. But the rest kind of didn't know what happened to them. There wasn't a lot of mention of them in documentation. They show up on these maps. But Cecile Marie tried to at least even decide what would they look like archaeologically. So it's a historical research, but also helping archaeologists too.
If there's anyone that can find somebody as Melanie, she will definitely.
All right.
Cecile Marie.
So
yeah,
you
she's
guys
going.
are
Yeah.
archaeologists,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I am what I call a find out ologist.
Yes, we need you.
It's a formal degree.
True story.
It's formal, it's official.
She
You have your
definitely.
PhD
Is it
in
Facebook
this,
official?
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you need, I'm a find out
She
ologist.
will find if there is an article of clothing, she will find it. Yes, she's got this.
So I
Yes.
will find your person.
Yeah.
Cecile
You hear that?
Marie.
Cecile Marie, I'm coming for you, girl. I'm
In a
coming.
nice way.
Yeah, in the nicest way possible.
Because she could write a check for Epic.
Yeah. Yes, she could.
So how large is this spot that we're thinking?
Well,
we're talking
that's
about?
a great question, and we don't really know.
Oh.
So that's part of the problem with the documentation for these redoubts, these little colonial outposts, little fortified outposts, is there's a lot we don't know. How were they constructed? What would they have looked like? Did it have a gun deck? How big are they? And that's another thing that the historical maps are a little deceiving, right? Because they're all just a little bit different. So archaeology is one of the best ways for us to reconstruct what would it have looked like? How was it made? Are there reinforcements along the moats? Is there a gun deck? Are there wolf traps, pointy sticks sticking out of the side?
True, yeah.
Right? So those are things that archaeology can tell us that even though it was probably recorded at some point in the colonial periods, that information is long lost. We don't have it.
Is it too soon to ask you, like, what did you find on the site? Like,
No, I don't think it's... You want to
No,
talk about
Yeah, like,
it?
what did you guys find?
So I think the biggest thing for us looking at it archaeologically, right? What is going to be remaining? If the fort is made out of earth, what is still there in the landscape for
True.
us to find? And so the moat is one of the things, right? It was dug deep. So we have a very distinct soil stain of the moat, and it's about 15 feet wide and about 5 feet deep. At least the area we sampled. So that's one of the things we started excavating it, and it has lots of different layers because the moat would have been open for at least several years, might have been for a very long time because we don't really know when they stopped being used. And so that's one of the things we're looking at to answer through archaeology. But surprisingly, very few artifacts, like
Really?
hardly
Really?
Yeah.
any. Like shocking even to us. We were like, wow, there is really nothing in here. But it makes sense. If it wasn't used for a long time, things wouldn't have found their way into the bottom of the moat. One of the coolest things, though, I think, and we've been having some help with Lee Newsom, who is an ethnobotanist, an archaeoethnobotanist, is we've found a lot of seeds.
Okay.
So we
That's
dug really, really deep into the water table. We had the city public works department come help us put in what points to pump out the water so we could actually physically get deep enough. And the bottom of the moat had gobs of plant remains. So even just at a cursory glance, I mean, we literally just started this like yesterday.
Like Jennifer wasn't eating like sunflower seeds and tossing them in the moat. Like these were like, they were actually trying to plant something?
It was probably a combination of things that were growing wild and things that were intentionally being thrown away in the boat for food plant remains. But we've already gotten things like passion flowers and muscadine grapes, potentially tobacco, okra.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there is more to be learned, and we're just at the very, very beginning of that process of
when you say tons, like were we saying like lawn and leaf bag full size? Like
it's a pretty decent
solid
amount.
Okay, good.
Yeah, for archaeology, that's a lot because we usually don't get a lot of plant remains unless it's been completely submerged in the water table, and then the preservation's pretty good.
Oh wow!
But we were very surprised at how much we've gotten.
Yeah.
So not a lot of artifacts, not flashy things that people want to see, but there is still a lot of information to be had.
So should I do the PSA statement of what they don't find?
Yeah, so this is what they don't find. Yeah.
I have a list I compiled for everybody. It's a list of they do not find. They do not find dinosaur remains, but they maybe find dinosaur chicken nuggets when they're done for the day.
You never know.
They do not find gold, so no doubloons.
Okay.
No Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Nope, not yet.
No fossils.
Not yet.
And they have not found China by digging.
No.
So there you go.
Definitely.
You're welcome.
So those are the most commonly asked questions all the
they
time.
say they get this
Sure.
all the time. And they also say when they're digging and tourists are in town, they take pictures. And they said they are the most flattering pictures that get taken of them.
Well, one of the most, one of the times you guys get super excited is when you find trash, right? I mean, yeah, you guys are kind of like glorified trash pandas.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Really great description.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds about
So
right.
you were like so excited when you see like what, like a rapper or something, or like
Like a rapper like Jay-Z.
Right.
When they find Jay-Z.
I would
Definitely,
be
yeah.
so excited. If I found that, I would be, talk about a happy dance.
We would be
Wow.
back on the show.
They're like, girl, we found T-Pain. It's okay. He was hanging on Charlotte Street.
Right here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Tupac.
wait. They didn't make the list. No Tupac, no Biggie.
No Biggie.
No
Yeah.
Elvis.
Not on the list.
But anyway, it's where seriously though, like what do you think?
Oh, we get pretty excited about trash. Trash tells us so much about people who lived in the past. I mean, if we went through your trash at home,
Don't go through his trash.
that'd be a lot of information, right?
No, mine's
so
good. I wash mine before I throw it out.
No
Actually,
evidence.
no, true story. That it's like a thing. True story. Like I had Indian neighbors in New York City, and literally they would wash their trash. They had so much pride about living in the U.S. They would wash their trash before they threw it. I thought that was pretty amazing.
Then you don't get bugs
because India
and
is
stink.
super polluted. A lot of the streets out there, so that was interesting. But yeah,
See, that's another aspect of human behavior and anthropology and cultural studies, and, like,
Absolutely.
of how people dispose and treat their trash.
Yeah.
It's just another aspect of
I
it.
find that fascinating. Yeah.
Everybody clean your trash. Or they will dig it up and find it.
Please recycle.
So what's the process like? You guys find this incredible discovery. How long were you at the site? Are you still there actively? What's that looking like?
We spent about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe. We
I
were
mean,
not
doing
out there very long.
excavations. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
shovel testing earlier last year.
Okay.
Yeah, we were
Really
not
much.
out there very long. We've gone ahead. We salvaged what we could, and we're done. Excavations are wrapped up. It's done. The whole backfill.
So
There's
now
nothing
what
to
happens?
see.
Like obviously you're
The
studying.
construction can proceed.
Okay.
We're still going to be processing all of the data and all of the information that we collected. It's going to go back to the lab to do the long haul, like the post-field work long haul of what archaeology actually is. And the construction can proceed as planned. It's not going to hold them up.
Andrea, what about the mystery of the other 6? Like, are you guys going to be hunting now for the others?
Well, now that we have some place to pinpoint on the landscape from both, currently today and as well as with historical maps, we might be able to better pinpoint where the other locations are going to be.
Oh, wow.
So that is
Definitely.
pretty exciting. Using GIS and a bunch of other technology, we're hoping to at least be able to have better ideas of where they are, and we know what to look for archaeologically. That was one of the things too. What would be the archaeological signature of a British moat from 1781.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't know,
Yeah.
and
It's
we're
so
really
cool.
surprised at what it looks like.
Yeah.
And we sent pictures too, so you can see all of our pretty dirt that we spent lots of time
The
cleaning.
stained
We
soil.
clean
yes.
dirt. That's what we
We
do.
did
These
clean.
pictures, guys, these pictures are really cute. You guys make digging look good.
You did.
Our volunteers
You
help
dig?
us tremendously
They do.
in doing that. They screened a lot of dirt with nothing in it, so they get
Yes.
some serious accolades.
A lot of wet,
Yeah.
heavy
Accolades.
dirt.
I hear
Yeah.
your volunteer program is
Accolades.
incredible.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, are you guys looking for more active volunteers? How can the community jump in?
Well, right now we have a waiting list of about 20 people waiting to
Oh, that looks
volunteer. We
good.
have 32 volunteers right now, so we're kind of at our max of what we can accommodate. But we always encourage people; they can always apply, and then when we bring in new people, they can add themselves to the waiting list. But
Yeah.
we have a ton of really, really passionate people in our community who advocate for archaeology. They go to the commission meetings, city commission meetings, county commission meetings to get involved with trying to preserve our buried cultural resources.
That's
Yeah, because
awesome.
it's one of the only ways that we can learn about those that are underrepresented in the historical records or not there at all.
Yeah.
So
They can't speak for themselves, so
Right.
you guys are speaking for them.
Yep.
we try our best.
A quick question. On the morning show, we talked about the motel, the Magic Hat Motel out in Bologna.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? And it's going up for review and being demolished for a second
Again.
time. I mean, obviously emotions aside, but I want to put your scientific hat on. What's your thoughts on taking down a historical site versus, archiving it? Life does move on, obviously, with a lot of things. And what's just your side of the fence here? How do you think?
I think it really depends on the community. It should be kind of up to the community on what heritage they find important and want to preserve. There's lots of different communities within our, bigger community, so to speak, and various opinions on things. But I think it's important. It's a real tangible link to our past with either the built environment or archaeology. And there's lots of ways to preserve things, both physically preserving them or even just documentation. A lot of what archaeology is more controlled destruction, right? We're documenting as we're destroying things. People were like, oh, with the readout, are you going to take it and preserve it? I'm like, it's earth. Like, there's nothing to take physically from here to preserve, but we can definitely preserve it through all of the research that we're doing and, talking to people and telling them about it. So it's a tough issue. I mean, obviously you can't freeze time and preserve everything, but there is a time and a place for things to be preserved.
Yeah.
So we understand where we came from, and
it tells us our story of our community too.
It does, definitely.
yeah.
And you guys just get to go further back than most people, so that's why it's so special to have you on the show. Thank you. So good.
So interesting.
So, let us know how people can contact you guys, if they have any questions out there after listening to this, if there's anything coming up that people can look forward to.
We've been posting information about the readout excavations on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So they can always go check out that for more information. We'll be posting probably over the next month.
Fabulous.
Information as we get it. So that's a great place to go.
Yeah, because the process is just starting.
Yeah.
Archaeology,
Yeah.
the physical digging is only about 25% of the process.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So
And now is the archiving process, correct?
yeah, all the analysis and going
Lab
through all
work.
of our copious notes. We have a binder full of notes. We have tons of photographs, all those things that we have to go through and
We talk to Chuck Mead
Synthesize.
over at Lamp sometimes. You
Oh,
ever
yeah.
miss a Chuck?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
incredible human. Yes.
Chuck for
Love
I've
that
known
guy.
Chuck since grad school days.
He's
so.
a great guy. Yes. I love this community. You guys do such a great job. Thank you so much for coming
thank
today
you.
and sharing this.
Appreciate it. It's
awesome.
been great.
So great to me. It's like, who is it? Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. These two, for sure.
Oh my gosh,
They
that
are
is a high compliment.
Thank you guys.
So
Wow.
huge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Everybody could hear it before we started.
Oh, we had
my
so
God.
much fun.
Maniacs.
So good. But thank you guys so much for showing up today. I know how
Yes.
valuable your time is. That's awesome. And keep me posted on all
Yes.
fronts if you
Oh, of
find
course.
Yes.
anything out there. So exciting.
Especially if you find Jimmy Hoffa or dinosaurs.
Yeah, okay.
Chicken nuggets
think-
over chicken nuggets.
I think that it will definitely be very world-renowned news if that.
And some gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the show.
We'll
For
be ready
sure.
to stage you up for
100%.
when, for
We
your
will
close-up.
dress in all gold. outfits for that.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
what we need to do next time we come in. It's
Oh,
just
gosh.
full on gold lame, head to toe.
Oh my God, yes.
Let's
Love
do it. Let's
Love
do it.
Yes.
Well, ladies, thank you again so
Thank
much.
you.
I will
Thank
see
you.
you guys around the way. I told you, wasn't that so fun?
Oh my God, they're amazing. I want to hang out with them all day long.
Right. I love it. And they
best.
find all these incredible discoveries in
Well,
town.
and you know what else I think is really cool, especially for like girls.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's really interesting to see two women make something like archaeology, cool and interesting. And if young girls could like meet them, they'd
Right.
go, that's what I'm doing.
I know.
You know, so I think it's huge.
I know. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh my God. That's another title for them. What do we have?
Perfect.
Laura Croft. We have
A lot of titles for
Indiana
them.
Jones.
So proud of them. That's
Yes.
awesome.
The
And we're
best.
so proud of Old Town Trolley. Sit back and take it easy, baby. Let it go. And Old Town's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine's history, culture, and old world charm while experiencing unforgettable views aboard their open air trolleys. Guests will enjoy the city's European flavor, brick-lined streets and sites such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's Ponce de Leon Hotel.
Fancy.
I know, they didn't tear that one down. 90-minute tour features 22 stops and covers more than 100 points of interest. Hey, don't forget, you also get free admission to the St. Augustine History Museum, free shuttle service to any area hotels, and free access to the St. Augustine Beach Bus Shuttle Service. I'm telling you, locals, sign up at hometownpass.com and get dialed in to all the greatest and latest with Old Town Trolley. Ooh, hey, Floridians, let's talk about something we take very seriously. What is it?
Alligators?
And air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
We're not fans of being left in a freezy frenzy or a hot mess of humidity, right?
Yeah. No, that's bad for your hair, humidity.
You sold it, definitely.
Oh, my God.
So when was the last time you had your home unit some love? Well, for a fabulous 45 years, Steve Chapman's All-American Air have been serving the AC hero of St. Augustine and beyond. We're talking St. John's, Flagler, Duval, and Putnam counties. They got you covered. They are not just the experts or the cool cats of warranty and non-warranty service. They also have preventative maintenance agreements, new construction installations, and rocking high efficiency systems. From Lennox Wonders to the ultra-smart iComfort thermostat, they've got all your HVAC products in sight. Give them a call today. Get on one of those maintenance plans, 904-461-0070.
And you won't sweat and have frizzy hair.
Right, true. You won't
You need
sit.
'em.
Right, that humidity, right? Ooh, Mel.
What?
Shh. Bin 39 is a hidden gem of downtown St. Augustine since 2016.
But now it's not a hidden gem because you're telling all the peoples.
Secrets out, boo.
Yep.
You're right. Tucked
It's
away in the
been
inside
out.
the lobby of St. George Inn, this charming spot boasts a courtyard setting with straight out of a dream of north end of St. George Street. It's not just a wine bar. It's a place where magic and perfect evening begins. This wine collection features over 91 unique gems. It's a journey to the extraordinary. You'll find wines from both small and large producers, some so rare that you can't believe that they're available by the glass or the bottle. They're incredible down there. And let's talk about some good stuff. They've got 50 of these wines are rated over 90 points by the legendary Robert Parker himself. They've got the big wine tasting coming up with Canard Vineyards. This is an extraordinary opportunity, so give them a call, sign up for it. I think it's $99 a person. It's a suite of 8 different options. It's going to be heavy hors d'oeuvres will be there as well with some live music. Total epic date night. It's happening next Thursday. Call them at 904-827-5740. And don't forget the line, if you want some wine, I'll have what Irving's having. All right, boo-boo. We got horrible horoscopes.
Oh, this is the best of the land.
Okay, so I'm going to
Who's up
tell you.
first?
I'm going to tell you, some of you called me out yesterday that I skipped Scorpio and Sagittarius. So guess what, buckos? I've got Scorpio and Sagittarius on deck. So we're going to get through all the signs this week. First on deck, we've got Scorpio, Sagittarius, then we've got Aquarius and Libra. So we're doing 4 today. So buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh,
Here we go.
stretch.
Yes, this is the first time that Barbara Jean and I will be announced on the same day. It's a very special moment.
Yes.
I hear you, Barbara Jean. I love you, boo. All right, Scorpio. Congratulations, Scorpio. Your talent for holding grudges reaches a new height this week. Ooh, guilty as charged. A random stranger cuts you off in traffic, and you spend the next 3 days plotting their downfall.
Then you come to Epic.
Right, right, for
help.
mental rest. Good news, you'll remember this incident forever. Bad news, they've already forgotten that you exist, just like your love life. Let's just say mysterious aura currently reads as possible supervillain. I actually love that. I'm going to take that all the way home.
Supervillain.
If you could be a hero or a supervillain, like what would you be? Like if you had a choice with your
I want to
character.
be Maleficent.
Yes, speaking my language. Perfect.
With the thing and the things.
All right, Saggies, these are the lovers. Attention, adventure calls, Sagittarius. Too bad it's a scam, likely involving your extended car warranties.
Oh,
Ooh.
God, stop calling me.
I know. Your spontaneous nature leads you to try something new, like trusting your GPS, only to discover it rerouted you to the middle of nowhere, like Central Florida. Ooh.
Ew.
On the bright side, I know, no ocean breeze.
No.
On the bright side, your phone is at 2%. Yikes. So you'll have plenty of time to reflect on your life's choices while waiting for a tow truck. Yikes.
And then your car AC goes out.
Oh.
So that makes it even worse. Now you're frizzy.
Yeah, then you got to call All American Air.
And your
yeah.
makeup smeared.
Hot
and you're
mess.
sweaty. Forget it.
Aquarius, here we go, you hippies. Your innovative thinking is unmatched. Too bad no one else understands it. This week,
True.
you'll share a brilliant idea that could change the world, only for everyone to respond with a polite, that's interesting. Social interactions might be awkward, especially when you accidentally wave back at someone who wasn't waving at you.
Every day of my life.
Every day of my life.
All the days.
Ah, prepare for at least 3 more cringe moments by tomorrow. Yikes.
Oh, you'll be okay, guys.
Yeah. Oh, Libra.
Just smell some smelling salts and, use your crystals, Aquarius.
Right. Libra. Who cares? Decision making remains your greatest challenge. You'll spend 20 minutes choosing between 2 nearly identical snacks. This is so typical Libra. And the only one that tastes like cardboard. A social event looms while your attempt to keep the peace results in you nodding along with the opinions you despise. Beware of mirrors. You'll catch your reflection making judgmental faces at your fashion choices. Overall advice, avoid contacts with pigeons. They know what you did.
Well, if they catch their own reflection and they don't like their face, maybe they should go to see Tracy.
Absolutely great. We got
Girl,
it. Yes.
fix your face.
Go fix your face with Tracy at Lace Med Spa. Good call.
You're welcome.
Speaking of good call, tell us a little bit about the taste that's coming up.
Oh, the Taste of St. Augustine. Guys,
Okay.
It's one of our premier events. It's held this year. It's going to be April 27th at the amphitheater from 11 a.m. to 4.
Very nice.
Last year, I think we had about 25 restaurants. This year, we're slated to have more. We also have a couple fun, exciting things. We're going to have a whole VIP section with lots of goodies and treats in there. We're going to have premier parking for VIPs.
Cool.
So we also
That's great.
will be selling VIP tickets.
Okay.
So you'll have like a covered area. You're going to have fans. There'll be a TV in there.
Because it's going to be hot, so that's nice.
It's going to be really hot, and then you won't get frizzy.
Right.
So
This is nice, though. It's a nice option, a little bit of like a step up. I know
Yeah.
that the event moved from, I believe it was like a Saturday. Now it's on Sunday, which I like that, too, because it kind of makes it easier at the
Yeah.
amphitheater. I like this, the VIP.
So if you are interested in being a sponsor, we have amazing sponsorship packages.
Okay.
We also have a couple different ways. And one of the things I've been tasked with is creating a volunteer database. So if you have high school students, student athletes, you have a
we
family that
do.
wants to volunteer, send me an email. David can put my email in the comments. Send me an email and I can get you added to that and we can get you set up. So there's a way for everybody to be able to help. Also, on the map, this is something new. If you have a restaurant or you're a business and you'd like to participate, but the sponsorship might not be for you, or you can't release your restaurant because of staffing or whatever, you can purchase for $100 on the map, which we print over 3,000 of them. You can put your business card or your logo on that for $100, and all the proceeds still go to benefit Epic. So there really is now a way
That's awesome.
for everybody to help.
I like that. $100 is reachable, too, for local businesses. That's a really cool idea.
So everybody can help us.
Hey, real quick on your volunteer program,
Right.
do students get hours and accommodations on
They
that?
do. So I can actually sign off on their paperwork.
Fabulous.
They may have to tell me a joke or do a cartwheel or something. 'Cause you don't get
I like
anything
it.
for free, babe.
Make them work, baby. I
right.
like it. That
So.
sounds great. So yeah, everybody show up and show out, and I do have
Absolutely.
some connections for you that I can give you later.
Wonderful.
For some students, actually. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Come on. Give me
Hey.
your children. Wait, that sounds weird.
No. Come here, little pretty.
Let's go.
Hey, the St. Augustine Archaeological Association has a lecture series coming up with guest lecturer Austin Bell. So save the date, Tuesday, March 4th, 7 o'clock p.m. This is free and open to the public. The 9 lives of Florida's famous Key Marco cat.
Ooh,
All right.
nice.
That sounds
I
kind
like-
of
I
right.
like how they did that there.
Yeah. Austin Bell is doing this lecture series, 7 o'clock p.m., again, Tuesday, March 4th, at the Tiffany Room, beautiful room, Flagler College. Yeah, check that out. That's going to be awesome. And that's, again, hosted by the St. Augustine Archaeological Association, also known as SA.
Ah.
Awesome. All right, what are we getting into now? We're going to be talking about Magnolia Family Dentistry. They're redefining what it means to be a dentist in St. Augustine and the world. Let's go global. Led by the dynamic, bright, fabulous Dr. Paulo Rodriguez, Magnolia Family Dentistry isn't just about clean teeth. It's about an extraordinary experience. From the moment you step through their doors, you'll be welcomed into a state-of-the-art practice that prioritizes your comfort and well-being, baby. They commitment to excellence shines through every aspect of their care. It's not just a routine checkup. It's not just a chair. It's a spa experience. Schedule your appointment today by calling 904-824-0990. They do so much in the community, too. So big shout out. I know that they were big sponsors to SAYS, St. Augustine Youth Services. I just love these companies that are involved with the afternoon show because they really do help ignite the pulse of our community and these great nonprofits in which you represent one. Yep. I'm so proud. So check out, I know, right? Check out Magnolia Family Dentistry. Speaking of Tracy, hey, refresh and rejuvenate and glow at Alace Med Spa. Are you looking for a perfect blend of relaxation and cutting edge aesthetic smell?
Always. Why? Who's not?
I know, right?
What's
God
happening?
bless. Fix your face, fix your frame. Alace Med Spa is your go-to destination for all your luxury spa treatments and advanced medical care and aesthetic services. Indulge in a hydrating hydrofacial for a radiant glow. Refresh your look with Botox, dermafillers, and laser treatments. Experience state-of-the-art care and the latest technology and expert providers like Tracy and Allison. From their self-care to beauty enhancements, Alace is the place to fix your face. Book your appointment and say my name, say my name.
Hartzell.
I know, you get $100 off your, I love that. So follow them at Alace Med Spa on Instagram for all the exclusive offers. They're amazing. Check them out at alace.com. And every guest, every time, my boo's over at the Panache. Since 1987, Panache opened its doors to be a cut above the rest.
And they are.
They are. The mission. They're
are.
amazing. Their mission at Panache is to care for their team, guests, and community from scalp to soul and bring the joy to the world, one service at a time. Their carefully chosen and highly trained staff are there to exceed your expectations. The same goes for their elegant salon space dedicated to guest comfort and devotion to innovation and artistry. They're also proud to align with Aveda's mission of ethical and sustainable business practices. Get posh and go to getpanache.com and get with it, boo.
I will say, one of the things I love about Panache is when you go in, you automatically, they're like, hey, what can we get you? Like, nice to meet. I'm glad you're here. Because sometimes you can go into places and you feel very like everyone's kind of looking at you. Nobody's talking to you. And you're like, did I wear the wrong thing? What's going on?
They make it very welcoming.
And that is my hair. Like,
they're very efficient too.
Yeah.
So everything stays on time and they deal with the time, not you. So it's an awesome moment. Hey, speaking of fun, we have a funny coming up. We have bizarre, absurd, and hilarious signs that you don't see every day. Okay, this first one. Unattended children will be given a Red Bull and taught how to swear. Is this your bar?
It is. And then you come to Epic.
Right?
Right there. Bring your kids to us. We take children just 4 and up, guys.
Next up, stop eating animals without barbecue sauce.
Why did Spencer put that on that sign right on King Street?
Nice
Spencer.
try, vegans.
Oh, my God.
Next up, Burger Auto Service. 25 years ago, we had Johnny Cash, Bob Hope, and Steve Jobs. Now, no Cash, Hope, or Jobs. Please, God, don't let Kevin Bacon die. Yeah, that would be, he is connected.
That would be, we need to protect him at all costs, folks.
Thanks for this clarification on this next one. Septic tanks pumped, swimming pools filled, not the same truck.
Punctuation is important. Can we just state that for the record?
But I'm glad that they cleared that up a little bit, not the same truck.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. How about the adult video, but then Jesus is watching?
That's pure gold right there. I think that billboard is over towards Atlanta.
Where
the players play.
Definitely. Next up, you're not hungry, you're bored. Shut the damn door.
I need
this. Yes. Gosh,
but it needs
I need
to
that.
blink lights at me.
Right? Yeah, because I'll go right through it. Next up, not my wife.
Yes.
Oh, I have nothing to say. No words.
When did you paint your car red, David?
Next up, I didn't even know that they could drive. Elephants, please stay in your car.
Once again, punctuation.
Right, important.
Is important.
Yes, nice. Next up, this glass company, show us your crack.
I can't.
I think that's hysterical.
That is amazing.
It's actually really good.
Show us your crack.
That's a perfect tagline.
Oh, my God.
And finally, restrooms, have your birthday party here.
What is? I don't even have anything.
I have no words on that one. Yeah, what are we doing?
If you have your birthday party there, you're definitely coming to Epic because something is not right.
Something is not
Let
right
us help
there.
you.
The
Let us
math
help
is
you.
not mathing.
No, that's not even girl math. That's not dog math. I don't know what math that math is.
Mel, I love you so much, boo. Thank you so much for
too.
showing up and showing out. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, incredible. Check them out and their services today. Rick, you're incredible. Thank you so much, sir.
The wizard behind the screen.
We got one more day left, boo. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.